Hi everybody, my name's Betsy Harris, and it's my great pleasure to read the children's story to you today. You know, that's one of my favorite things to do. The story I'm going to read is called Tess's Tree, written by Jess M. Brailer, and pictures by Peter H. Reynolds. This is Tess. This is Tess's tree. Tess loved to swing from her tree, play in its leaves, and camp out under it. Tess loved her tree. Tess was exactly 9 years, 3 months, and 2 days old. Tess's tree was about 175 years old. That's very old for a tree. The leaves of Tess's tree grew green in the spring and turned yellow in the fall. And long ago, the words Tyler and Max had been carved within the shape of a heart on the trunk of Tess's tree. One night, a storm blew hard and long, making the tree's old branches bend and shake. A big branch fell from Tess's tree, and then another one fell. Tess's mom was worried. She said the tree could fall and hurt someone. Not my tree, thought Tess. But Tess's tree was taken down. Tess was angry. She threw her toys. She screamed at the neighbors and kicked the other trees. Tess was sad. She hugged the branch that used to hold her swing. She lay on the stump of her tree and cried for a long time. Tess had to do something for her tree. She couldn't just let it quietly go away. I know, she thought, my tree will have a funeral. Tess invited friends, family, and neighbors to celebrate the life of Tess's tree. The invitation says, "You're invited Sunday, 11 a.m. Celebrate the life of Tess's tree." Tess set up chairs and helped the children of her tree dress up for the service. When the service began, Tess walked slowly to the stump of her tree. She laid a flower on it, wiped her nose, and sat on the nearest chair. A neighbor with a white collar said, "We, friends and family, are gathered here today to celebrate the life of Tess's tree." Tess's teacher stood next to the stump and read a poem about a swing. "How do you like to go up in a swing, up in the air so blue? Oh, I do think it the pleasantest thing ever a child can do." Tess cried when she thought about her tree and its swing. A handsome husband and a pretty wife who looked like movie stars walked slowly to the tree's stump. "Dear friends of Tess's tree," said the wife, "I'm Tyler." "And," said the husband, "I'm Max." They looked at Tess and smiled. "Wow," Tess whispered, "it's them." "This was once our tree too," Tyler said. They each kissed Tess on her cheek. An older woman walked unsteadily to the stump. "My dear friends," the lady said, "this is me as a child." She held up an old photo, more than 70 years ago, happily climbing among the branches of Tess's tree. "Awesome," thought Tess. The old woman turned to Tess. "I loved your tree. Here, please, this is for you." She handed the old photograph to Tess. Tess's mother stood next to the stump and invited Tess to join her. She told the friends of Tess's tree how proud she was of her daughter. Tess smiled and thanked the people for helping to celebrate the life of her tree. That night, Tess looked out her bedroom window to where her tree had once stood. She thought about all her tree had done for so many people. A last tear dried. She was okay. The end. That's a great story. Thank you for joining us today.